Big Boy's
Big
Neighborhood.
Boy.
We are uncut in the neighborhood, man. And I got to tell you this, man. It is a pleasure to have you in the neighborhood, Reverie. And
Thank
I'm saying
you.
this for real, because you work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, you work hard.
Thank you.
And I follow you on Instagram as well. And I'm like, man, not only do you do everything kind of in the States, but you get your passport stamped and you go.
She on
Yes.
tour.
Yes.
Okay, what I do want to know, Reverie, I want to start off. I want to know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like I see certain things through Instagram. I listen to the music. I can see that there's a lot of texture there, and I
Yeah.
can tell that you put a lot of your soul into what you write.
Definitely.
But where and how did you grow up?
I grew up here. I was born and raised in LA. I was raised by a single mother. My parents got divorced when I was 4, and my dad moved to the beach and had a new family almost immediately. And he left my mom with the 3 of us. And it was a really crazy time when I was growing up. When I was younger, my brothers and I got in a lot of trouble at school. And when I got into high school, I started kicking it with the gang. I started abusing drugs and alcohol, and I was just on a crazy downward spiral. My brothers were in and out of juvenile hall, and I was running the streets, getting arrested, getting shot at, like all kinds of crazy stuff. And hip hop was always my safe haven. I always wrote poetry. It was always a release for me.
How old were you, Reverend, when you first started writing poetry as a release?
I started writing poems and short stories the second I learned how to write.
Yeah, because see, I was gonna wonder, did you know what you
Yeah.
were writing at that time? Not they're gonna be future raps, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But at the time, did you know that you were writing poetry or writing poems, or were you just kind of writing down emotions?
No, I think it was a bit of both. It was when I was so little, like 6, 7 years old. I can't really remember, but I do remember writing short stories, like fictional short stories with characters I made up. And then I started writing poetry. And when I was in 7th grade, I think it was, I got introduced to underground hip hop. And that's when I realized, oh my God, people that are not on the radio rap
Yeah.
too. Duh, now we have YouTube and all this stuff. So there's so many indie artists. But back then it was just MTV.
Right.
So,
How do you go from being a so-called like fan, just like, damn, I discovered this underground hip hop, to where you become like taking poetry or poems and turning them into raps? Like, how old are you around that time?
I was about 12. I was about 12. And I didn't record my first song until I was a senior in high school. And I dropped my first project when I was 19, when I moved up to Seattle. So I lived in Seattle for like 2 years.
And why?
Because, like I said, my brothers were in and out of juvenile hall. And Loudon, he got caught with like a 12-gauge shotgun when he was 17 or 16. And so he had been going in and out already. Both of my brothers were in jail at this time. And my mom knew that if she didn't move us far away, they were going to end up dead or in prison because he was about to
Right.
hit 18. So we decided that we were going to move. And I was already 18 at this point. I didn't need to go, but I wanted to support my brother because I love him. Loudon, he's here right now.
Yeah.
And he was like on heroin, and it was bad before he got busted. So when we moved up to Seattle, it was like a fresh start. I didn't know anybody. All I had was my mom and my brother. And on the way up from my dad drove my brother from camp. I forgot what camp he was in, but my dad drove my brother all the way up to Seattle, and my dad gave us an M-Box, which is some equipment to record music with. And he was like, your sister's making music. And my brother said, oh, yeah, but he hadn't really heard it because we weren't really kicking it around the time he got busted. So after hearing my music on the way up, my brother was like, oh, damn, this is really cool. I'll record her,
Was
So we
Loudon
recorded
doing
it.
music then?
No, he didn't know anything about music. And
Damn.
I had only recorded a handful of songs too. We didn't go to school for music. We didn't go to college and all that stuff. Like everything we're doing is just hands-on from just doing it with ourselves.
And where specifically did you record your first project?
Oh my God, I recorded
Details.
it. We recorded my first project in my brother's closet in my
closet.
mom's house with a $15 karaoke mic.
Damn.
Yes, and I was standing on his school books, and we had the mic hanging from a wire on the clothes rack, like where you hang the clothes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's called Castle in the Air. I'm actually just about to release it online to be streamed as well.
Wow.
So I'm
Now, are you going to
excited.
release it in its regular form? Is it more of a like remaster, or are you going to give us exactly what it was?
No, I got it remastered.
Yeah, but it's remastered, but it's the same vocals?
It's the same.
That's
vocals.
dope.
awesome.
Yes, and it's based off of the same mix, but we got it professionally mixed and mastered. So it's gonna be really great. I'm excited to like get it out there. I'm nervous though because my first mixtape was crazy because I was 19.
It's a different time.
Yes.
It's going to be exciting to hear that. What has the process been like working with your brother?
It's been amazing. I'm so proud of my brother. Like I said before, when we were teenagers, we were just running amok. And really at one point, I had given up on my brothers because I had to emotionally detach myself because of everything that was happening. It was just too much pressure and too much destruction going on with them and with myself too. Because I was doing the same things, I just didn't get caught.
Right,
You know
right.
what
I was
I
just
mean?
smarter.
Yeah, women never get caught too much. You know what I'm saying?
So we were just, we like I said, we weren't even kicking it around the time that he got busted. And I'm so proud of my brother, of both of my brothers. My other brother's doing really well too. He's still in Seattle. He has a son now, and he
that's
He was
has
like,
his
I'm gonna stay up
job
here.
in the
Huh?
car. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
he
know.
was like, man.
Yeah. But it's really great working with my brother. We've toured around the country together. We've been to Europe a few times together. We were just there again in April together. And we are about to drop our new album together. And we're
That's
just doing
dope.
so much work together. The clothing line, everything we do together. We even live together.
Oh, man.
That's dope.
So you guys really get along.
But
Yeah.
and not only just straight getting along, it's like y'all support each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
there's just some things that you can live with and some things that you can't live without.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if you can create and move forward with blood with like your brother, because everybody trying to do something, it's always the homie,
Yeah.
the management, the this, the that. But when you got somebody that love you when you had absolutely nothing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Then that's
Yeah.
the people that you want to get down with. Let's bring Loudon in here too.
Let's do
Every
it.
time we say his name, he's like, hey.
He's like, I'm here.
Like,
Hello.
like,
y'all want to bring
he
me in
like,
here?
yeah,
I can speak for myself.
You know what I'm saying? He was like, put me on the mic. What up, fam? Go ahead
Let me get you in
and
here.
copy a squat right there, man. Go ahead now. Now, you heard all these beautiful things that she said about you, bro.
Yeah. I love my sister.
Man, and I love that because I'm the same way with my brothers and sisters, man. They're not as talented to, do music or anything like that. I'm not producing anything for them. But that's great that you can see that kind of love, man. And of course, Loudon, even just growing up, you know what I'm saying? We have to crash the car a whole lot, especially in life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did you ever think that you wish for the best, you hope for the best, but did you ever think that there would be a clean Loudon? Did you ever think that there would be a music Loudon?
Honestly, nah. I was so lost back then, like on all kinds of stuff.
And that's hard. Those are hard drugs to get away from.
yeah, it was really
One
hard.
too many, 1,000 not enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty bad, but luckily I got locked up. Like that saved my life pretty much. And then when I got out,
But how do you not
rapping
go back to the so-called fix? You know, there's some people that can't. First, how long were you gone?
for a year.
A year.
Yeah, so like
Some people spend that year of like, man, when I get out, it's gonna be like I got high for the first time.
yeah. And
What kept you clean?
I think recording,
Really?
like the
So music. When people say music saved my life,
it really did because
Literally.
I didn't have anything like I never messed with music like that, and right away like I was able to just figure out how to record songs and just I was just fixated on the music. Like I started becoming
Right, that was your
obsessed.
new-
Like,
that was your new addiction.
Yeah, that was my new addiction.
Yeah.
Every day, hours and hours and hours, just learning how to do this. And I didn't have money to go to school, so I was just staying home, not
Hands
going
on,
out, hands
figuring it
on,
out.
recording with Reverie, and then I started making beats. Like a year later, I was like, I'm gonna start making beats.
That's
you know,
crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
But you always been a fan of music.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
We grew up listening to you.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, yeah. of
Every
course.
morning before school.
See what I'm saying?
For sure.
Hello. That's crazy
sure.
though, man.
Yeah, it's been a really cool journey with my sister. Like we've been from the zero to right here, to Paris, to
Yeah.
London, to all over the United States.
Hey, Reverie,
And
is it crazy when you're on like a plane or when you're in a van in Paris and you look over and you see your brother?
Oh, yeah. It's insane.
Yeah. And it's got to be
insane.
crazy when you see your sister
yeah,
doing
yeah.
what she does.
Yeah, in front of hundreds of people, I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh shit.
Do you take any bad pictures?
Oh yeah.
No, you
Okay.
don't. She does not.
Because
she really doesn't.
I follow you on Instagram,
Oh,
right?
it's beautiful.
And there's
Thank you.
every picture is a beautiful
Perfect.
picture.
Thank you. And you know, my photographer's in the house. Shout out to in Crip, Los Angeles. She's
Man,
here with us
that-
today.
in Crip, Los
she makes
Angeles?
me look great.
No,
Yes.
no,
Yes.
because she could take a picture of me and I look a fucking mess.
No, she makes everyone look like a star. I swear. She has to take a picture of me before
no,
we leave.
because I don't want her self-esteem to get
She's
bad.
like, I don't know. It usually works.
She gonna be like, Big, I tried everything. The worst we could do, we got a goat head on you.
Oh my God.
You know? Have you ever thought about any modeling as well? Or what you doing? That is modeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah it is.
It's definitely modeling, and I definitely want to explore more of my modeling. I want to model for high-end fashion brands and do
You wear it
the
you
catwalk.
wear it well and
Thank you.
You do.
always
Yeah, killing
look
it.
beautiful. And then
Thank you.
music wise, Reverie. Dope as hell. The first time I saw you,
Lyricist, man.
there was somebody here that just came down with you.
Yeah.
And you were just sitting in the back, and it was somebody that we had here that was a visit. We popped them on the mic.
Yeah.
And you weren't intrusive. Usually people come in and they think, oh, this is my shot. I got to get that big. I got to see what's going down.
Yeah.
And you were just sitting over there and you were just so nice. And then you handed me a CD and it wasn't like, oh, you got to bang this. I'm the next. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And I remember driving home and I put it in and I was like, oh, shit. And then Ayydé and I had a conversation and I was
Yeah.
like, dude, I didn't know she got down like that.
Yeah.
So I had been a fan from that day in my car.
That's
To
awesome.
just watching what you do.
That's really cool. And you know
Yeah.
what? That was my Russian Roulette album, and he
Oh, I
produced
made all those
that.
beats.
Loudon
Yeah.
made that.
Go ahead, Loudon.
So
That
that's
was
the
a-
one that he heard, Trip Out Home.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah,
And this
that's
was
my
like-
favorite so far.
Yeah, and this was like a year ago, and I was out of the Satori album. So I gave him the Russian Roulette. And you know, I was kind of embarrassed to give it to you because that was the older album and it's just so dark and deep.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I was
but
like,
you know
oh,
what?
maybe he's not going to like
That's
it.
what I enjoyed about it.
Okay, yeah.
I enjoyed the texture of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Hell yeah.
And the storytelling and
Yeah.
you could hear the pleasure and the pain in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you get
Yeah.
brought into certain things where it's like when somebody writes or when somebody get on a mic and you could feel their story, that's what I listened for.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I'm
cool.
saying? We could turn up all day.
Yeah.
But that substance, I was like, I told Ayydé, I was like, man, she's dope as hell.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
what
you
I feel
guys.
like a lot of people really appreciate. You know, that's definitely what I appreciate, and I connected with you because not a lot of people are telling their stories and like really
Yeah.
being true and showing that dark side. You know, it's scary, especially
Yeah.
when you're opening up so much and being so vulnerable. Do you ever get scared when you are sharing these parts of your life? Because you talk about depression, you talk about drugs and addictions. You know that a lot of people are scared to say, "This is
Yeah.
what I'm going through."
Oh yeah, every time I say anything like that, it's always I have to have my guard up and I have to just be prepared to face whatever consequence is going to happen after I release whatever it is that I'm talking about. But I know at the end of the day that me sacrificing parts of myself and not being embarrassed of who I am, who I really am, is going to save people's lives. And that's what it's been doing since the moment I started making music. Like every day people message me and they're like, oh, I was suicidal. I was addicted to drugs. I was in this abusive relationship. But your music saved me, made me get out of that and blah, blah, blah. Like to me, that's amazing, you know? And every time somebody writes me a message like that, I just have to keep doing it. I would be in the wrong, I feel like, if I wouldn't keep doing
Right.
it.
And it's therapeutic for all parties involved,
Yeah.
though. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's like we all need to release it. Then as we're releasing, somebody else's cup runneth over because they getting that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just life. With growing up with me, you know, single parent household, homelessness, it just going through everything gives you texture of what you do today. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you got to have a test to have a testimony.
Yes.
And
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, and you gotta have that. And it
never heard
felt well. Don't put it on your new album unless I'm
Right?
gonna do
I'm
the
gonna come back. I'm gonna come
Be
at
like,
you.
yeah,
Shout out,
Reverie,
Big Boy.
you gotta have a test before the testimony.
I'm going to have you
Tell
say it
them,
on
Reverie.
there. I like
You
that.
know what I'm saying? But I want my featuring. I want me in a different font. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got you. Promise.
How do people find you? Because I know your followers know you're known across the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So how did you develop that audience?
It was definitely online through social media. I owe everything to my marketing skills and the internet. You know, YouTube, I would say, is probably number 1, and then Instagram is number 2. And for a while, like a few years ago when Facebook was super cracking, Facebook got me a lot of exposure. I think I have like 100 and...
Remember the beginning was MySpace?
We started on MySpace.
Yeah.
We started on MySpace.
That's the first place we released our first mixtape.
Yes, you're right. You're totally right.
That's on the air.
But then the big buzz came from the YouTube and the Facebook.
Yeah.
And then now it's Instagram and YouTube.
Is it crazy? Because I was just looking at your next overseas dates.
Yeah.
Is it crazy when you look at that and you like, man, like somewhere in the world, someone is making a plan to either to buy a ticket, to get dressed, to get there. Is it crazy how a girl that grew up in LA that looked like there was so many odds to have this effect on people across the world now?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't believe that this is my life. Sometimes it feels like I'm living in a dream.
Where's this next tour going to?
We're going to be in Germany, France, Switzerland, and Belgium. And I'm going to be gone for almost 2 months. It's going to be my longest tour I've ever done in my life. So I'm leaving on Thursday.
Oh, you leave Thursday?
I leave on Thursday.
That's why you was like, Big, I need to come in now.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
I was like,
get me in. I'm leaving. It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
2
Thank
months.
you.
What do you most look forward to when you do go on tour?
I look forward to what I'm going to learn. I'm a learner. I love to learn. Everywhere I'm going, I'm learning things. I'm taking things in. And it just, the more I learn about different cultures and about myself, the more well-equipped I am to deal with life. That's how I feel about it. So all the people that I get to meet, all the conversations I'm going to have, I meet thousands and thousands and thousands of people every year. You know, the average person just goes to the regular job with the regular coworkers all the time, then goes to their home, to the family. And I'm meeting thousands of people, every year. So I'm learning a lot. I learn a lot about people everywhere that I go. And every country, every city offers a different kind of people. So it's just interesting to see all the differences. And then it's more interesting to see all the similarities.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is I don't really know you. Like, we don't hang out. But you don't have no idea how much I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
And I don't even think you really know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at you on Instagram, I see your grind, and just a person and you'll probably, if you could feel, you would be like, damn, he ain't bullshitting.
He's really not.
Like I really love you, man. And I love, you know, and even talking to me about your journey, you could hear it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I want the world and more people to pay attention to you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate you guys having me here. I'm really honored to be here.
This ain't charity.
This is, I know, but I just wanted to let you guys all know, like, me and my team are so grateful to be here. Like I said, I grew up listening to you, like, every day before school. I told my mom and my dad right away when we were talking to you guys in the email, and they were like, "Oh my god!"
And you got to think probably even through some of your hardest times too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like there's a release there, and even with Radio for Me, Reverie, that was a release. The hardest, you know, I lost my mom, all kind of stuff, but I had a chance to come in and get on this mic, and that was very therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
The same way you get a chance to get on that mic, and it's therapeutic for you. You know what I'm saying? Louder, when you produce, there's just something in you that's in your blood that you can't explain what that feel like.
Songs,
and it's a release, man. And people feel that they don't have to walk down the same streets, but they could be walking down the street in Belgium and have the same feeling.
Yeah.
It's crazy what those connections are.
It is.
You know?
It's so crazy going to other states and other countries to do what I'm doing, and people tell me the same thing. And every country that I go to is like, I really relate to your story, maybe not all of it, but parts of it, and you healed me. And it's just crazy hearing that around the world. And I tell people, like, I get hundreds of comments every day online, you know, and that's amazing. I love that. But when I get to do it in person and feel it and talk to them, look them in the eyes, give them a hug, like, it's the craziest feeling ever. It's really a beautiful thing. It's amazing.
Continue to work and continue
to
bless and be a blessing to many. And thank you for coming in.
Yes,
anything before we wrap up, Lil Mama? It is a pleasure to have you, Loudon.
Yeah,
thank
you for coming in and hanging out with us, man. Reverie.
Sure.
Yes.
Continue. What's next music-wise? What are we looking for?
Loudon and I are dropping our new album. It's probably going to be out within the month, and it's called Where the Dark Side Ends.
Really? What does that mean?
Yeah.
Well, for all the first 10 years that we've been making music, my music has been like pretty depressing and just down. And now my life is just on a completely different level, and I'm feeling more happy, and I don't want to perpetuate the message of negativity and depression anymore because I worked so hard to get out of that. So this album that we're going to drop, it's going to be the end of all that.
I heard
because our next project is going to be big and straight bangers.
Okay.
No more sad girl stuff.
R.I.P. sad girl.
Yes. No more sad girl. I'm not a sad girl anymore.
Well, Reverie, thank you for coming into the
Thank
neighborhood.
you.
Loud and
Thank you, guys.
appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
brother. Y'all, thank y'all for coming in, man. And where can they find you on Instagram?
Instagram, Reverie Love. My Twitter, my Facebook, my YouTube, everything is Reverie Love. My website, reverielove.com.
I heard
And
that.
Loud and
Satori Mob.
Loud and Beats,
Yes.
everything.
And my
At Loud and
Satori
Beats,
Satori
Instagram,
Mob.
Twitter, Facebook.
Yeah, Loud and Beats. And then my Satori Mob. Check out my clothing line, Satori Mob. This is the new stuff we're dropping
go
this week.
ahead.
Always
now.
dropping merch.
But
Yeah.
you wear it well. It's going to look different on us.
Right, we're gonna look all dumb. We're like, what?
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, you know what? I actually brought you guys some too.
Okay.
there
So I
it
got
is.
it. Got it in the bag.
Yeah. And what's your photographer's name?
In Crib. Shout out to In
In
Crib,
Crib.
Los Angeles. Yes.
And where can we find you on Instagram? Come on in here, love. Come on in here.
She's like,
She'll
all right,
just
fine. Now I
chilling.
can come in.
She'll like,
Yes.
yeah, she'll like all at the end and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, God bless you. Good night.
Come say hi in Crib. And she's wearing her new shirt. She just dropped this shirt. She did a mystery drop. This is her first drop ever. She took that and it sold out in 1 day. No, 2 days and 48 hours.
Damn.
We need to get on
Bang,
this,
bang,
Vic.
bang.
What
I
the
need you to
fuck?
sell my stuff.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You know it's real when someone buys something I don't know anything of what it
I
looks
said,
like.
I need you to sell my stuff. She said, I know, right?
I was like, I got you.
And where can they find you at on Instagram?
In Crip Los Angeles,
Spell it
everywhere
out.
as well. ENKRYPT_Los Angeles, all one word, on every platform, YouTube.
I
Twitter,
heard that,
everything.
man.
Yeah,
Y'all good
The
energy,
sickest
man.
photographer right here.
Do
Pretty dope.
you travel with her as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
That's my best friend since we were 14.
That's so
So
awesome.
y'all, hey man,
Yeah.
y'all living the dream.
Yeah. I've
That's
known
crazy.
these, like, we're like.
Family.
That's dope. Y'all living the
That shit, I have the
dream,
chills
man.
right now. You have no idea what it is.
That's beautiful, man. And we're gonna continue to support, man,
Yes.
because we love to see it. You know,
Oh,
and
yeah.
come back after you finish with the tour. Just don't come back in with one of them fake ass accents.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
She's like, all of a
Oh my
sudden.
Yeah, you know the funny thing is that whenever I come back from
have a
Europe,
little bit?
yeah, my English is all messed up. Because over there they speak English differently, and I'm learning the languages out there. So when I come home, I speak really weird.
Oh well, you need as soon as you land, come and see us.
Yeah, we'll tell
Okay.
you. We'll tell you about your weird self.
Man, well, y'all continue to be a blessing, man. Thank y'all for coming into the neighborhood.
Thank you so much.
All righty now, man. Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
boy.